Howdy there, folks. Welcome into today's video. So just going to kind of keep this short and sweet, let everybody kind of know what's going on, but made the tough decision this week to shut down the Hungry Bowl company. And, let me just talk you guys kind of through how a decision like that comes about. By the way, first off, thank you for everybody that ever use the Hungry Bowl, left us a review, anything like that. It obviously means a lot that you guys, try to support things as it went. And anybody that's not aware, Hungry Bowl was basically a free app on the App Store that you keep up with what's going on in the market. We had our daily newsletter. We kept you up to date with kind of what's going on in the market. You keep track of your stock prices, listen to conference calls, things like that. Straight off the bat, money. It's about money. When it comes to, the decision to shut that down. If it was all free to have developers, if AWS was free, if all the softwares were free, I'd still be running the Hungry Bowl. It came down to money. That business was $10,000 to $20,000 a week for me to run out of pocket, and we didn't make any money from the business. It wasn't like we charged for the app. It was absolutely free. The goal with that as far as making money down the road was, hopefully get a ton of people to use it over time and then have sponsors inside the newsletter and on the app and things like that and have companies pay. But in order to get companies interested, like legit companies, you have to get to a large scale. It became apparent that we were never going to reach that large scale that we were going to need to get companies to sponsor the newsletter, to run ads on the app and things like that. So there I was spending, like I said, it was very customary for me to spend between $10,000 and $20,000 every week to run the Hungry Bowl, between the softwares, the teams, all those sorts of things, the developers. It just very unrealistic, right? Now I thought through from every different angle. I thought about, well, what if I raise money, right? But here's the problem. If I raise money, let's say I went out there and tried to raise money, right? First off, the app was built on not the best, in my opinion, thing out there. It was built on Google Flutter, which at the time when the app first started was like a promising opportunity, but now it's looking more and more, and I'm speaking like nerd language to some folks when I talk about Google Flutter, because most people probably don't even know what that is unless you're an app developer. We would have had to probably go to the drawing board and probably start the app completely over again, okay? Secondly, if I was trying to raise money, they'd say, okay, who's the CEO? I'm the CEO. Okay, if I'm the CEO of this company, where does Hungry Bowl rank in terms of my importance in a given day? It's not my most important thing. The most important thing I do in a given day is run my portfolios, right? Listen to conference calls, research companies, research my current companies, keep track of what's going on in the markets. That's the number one most important thing. That's basically like a full-time job in itself, right? Second most important thing I do in a day is record YouTube videos. I've been doing this since 2016. That takes a lot of time. Ask anybody that's a YouTuber that gets a lot of views and those sorts of things. It's a lot of work that goes into it. We all make it look easier than it really is, I guess you can say. What's the third most important thing I do from a business standpoint on a day? Run the private stock group, right? People actually pay to be in the private stock group, so I produce several pieces of content per week in there. I try to always run that to the best of my abilities. It's very important. So their Hungry Bowl comes in as the fourth most important thing. And we're competing in a space that the other CEOs of other apps out there or websites or whatever, that's their main thing. Like, this is their everything, right? And for me, it's my fourth most important thing. So at the end of the day, no one's going to give us capital unless we hired another CEO that's all they do is focus. Well, that's another huge cost, right? And then you're going to have, they're going to say, well, what about this service? Like, what makes you guys different and those sorts of things. So there was no way I saw that project being the success, that it needed to be to make the money make sense, right? And to keep funneling, let's say $10,000 or $20,000 a week into that. The developer side, when I went into it, I thought it was going to be much easier on the developer side. And what we ran through a lot of developers, it just didn't work out. And what I really learned is, my gosh, if you're going to attack an app project, you better, and especially if a complicated one that's using several different softwares and programs and things like that in it, you better have some, crazy money to throw at it. And now I can see why a lot of these companies have thousands of developers, if not 5,000, 10,000 just developers, right, working on their app all the time. Because you would try to adjust one thing over here with your app, and all of a sudden 10 things over here break, and it's like, what the flip? Like, are you kidding me? Like, why can't we just fix this one thing over here? It'd be like, the best way I could put it is like, let's imagine the ceiling fan's not working. Well, in real life, like, I could have somebody come fix a ceiling fan. We can like switch it out or something like that, right? But in app world, it's like you need to fix the ceiling fan. Okay, you fix that, and all of a sudden that light breaks and the pool breaks, and this part of the house just falls down. It's like, what is this seriously going on right now? So yeah, tough decision, but that's business for you, man. That's business. You got to make tough decisions sometimes, and that's a decision that had to be made. And it was a shoot for the moon project. There's no doubt about it, right? That was trying to go big, and it didn't work out. And I learned a lot from it. I'll be honest. Definitely learned a lot from it. Positive, negatives. There's always so much you can learn from something like that, right? So, anyways, that's the video. That's about it. I wanted to try to keep it short, as sweet as possible, and just let you guys know. Much love as always. Always thanks for supporting, obviously, everything we do, and I'm glad people got value out of that, why they did. It was very costly. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Much love as always, and peace.